Hello, Chris Clausen here from UltraResultsCoach.com. In this video coaching program, we've talked about the relationship between beliefs and performance. I reminded you of the story of Roger Bannister breaking the 4-minute mile. Never before had anyone run a mile in under 4 minutes. But once he did, dozens, hundreds, and now literally thousands of runners have run sub-4-minute miles. We didn't all of a sudden get faster as a species. Runners just had a new empowering belief as to what they were capable of. We've discussed how our thoughts and expectations can influence others through a well-studied and documented phenomenon known as the Pygmalion effect. We were reminded that we can improve the performance of our children, our friends, even our co-workers by just expecting more from them. We reviewed the Galatea effect, which says that people tend to create self-fulfilling prophecies based on their own beliefs and expectations of their own performance. You remember Henry Ford's quote of, "Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're probably right"? Well, the Galatea effect confirms this. We've talked about how we're influenced by the people we spend time with. I've heard people say your personality is the average of the 5 people you associate with the most. Well, if you're not achieving the results you're looking for, it might be a good place to take inventory of the type of people you're hanging around with. You see, you can either change the people you spend time with, or you can change the people you spend time with. We've discussed the strategies for dealing with the negative Nellies in our lives. You remember, these are the people who are just comfortable being miserable. Now, some of these people you just can't avoid spending time with. Maybe they're a family member or a co-worker, or worse yet, your boss. We said you have to be more committed to being happy and productive than they are to being miserable. Now, you can still love these people. You might need to just love them from a little bit further away. It was Mark Twain who said people are about as happy as they make their minds up to be. Well, we need to make our minds up to be happy in spite of the fact that we might interact with people from time to time who are miserable. We've also reviewed how important it is to build a winning team of people who will inspire, support, and challenge you to be your best. I've asked you to make a list of SMART goals. You remember these goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, written, and have a timetable. We talked about creating a dream list, a bucket list, or a top 10 things I want to do before I die list, and how the creation of this, along with your SMART goals, will have the effect of programming your subconscious mind for success. You'll begin to see things you never saw before. You'll hear things you never heard before. Just like I started seeing yellow Jeeps all over town after my son bought one. Now, if you have trouble getting started because you have so much to do, I suggested a good way to begin would be to just think about getting past the mailbox. You remember this metaphor I shared, wherein the hardest part of working out and exercising and going for a run for me is just getting out the door and getting past the mailbox. Once you gain some momentum, you'll likely keep going. An object at rest tends to stay at rest, and an object in motion tends to stay in motion. This works for people as well. So to get started, think about just getting out your door and getting past your mailbox. I shared with you the story of me struggling at the 87-mile mark of a 100-mile ultramarathon, and a gray-haired woman in her late 60s by the name of Sally telling me to just suck it up and get out the door. She reminded me it was going to be a long 12 months until next year's race if I didn't finish this one. She made me consider the price or the pain of not taking action. So what would it cost you if you don't suck it up and get out the door to achieve whatever outcome you're after? How much would you miss out on? Who would you be letting down? How would that make you feel? We've talked about the 3 types of patterns people run over and over. Most people not even aware of the repetitive nature of their behavior. These are patterns of focus, patterns of physiology, and patterns of language. Change any one, and you'll see a significant difference. Change all 3, and life will literally never be the same. We've had a discussion about the 4-letter F word that most people don't want to talk about. No, not that F word. The word we talked about was fear. We all have fear. And the 2 basic or primal fears that we all share are the fear that somehow we're not enough and fear that we won't be loved. Once we acknowledge the fear, it's much easier for us to be effective and not consumed by it. 2 strategies for dealing with fear were mantras and motion. I would like to end this program by giving you a gift. And the gift is a number, and that number is 212. Why 212, you ask? Because 212 is the number at which water boils. At 211 degrees, it's just hot. Increase the heat by only 1 degree, magic happens. Water boils, produces steam, which is a force strong enough to power a freight train. Only 1 degree made the difference. If you're not getting the results you're looking for in life, there's a good chance you're stuck at 210 or 211 degrees. Try turning up the heat just a couple of degrees to get to 212 and watch the magic happen. Hey, thanks for participating in this program, and as always, let me know what you think. Send your emails to Chris@ultraresultscoach.com.